Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn phrasal verbs, which mean an idiomatic phrase consisting of a verb and another element, typically either an adverb or a preposition. We are going to know some useful phrasal verbs. Break, to break down. To collapse. She broke down when she was told of her husband's death. To stop working. Although my car is very old, it never breaks down. To break into. To enter by force. Burglars broke into their house while they were away on holiday. To break out. To start. Appear suddenly. An epidemic of cholera has broken out. A fire broke out in a big hotel in Las Vegas a few months ago. To break up, to disperse, to come to an end. Police had to be called to break up the demonstration. School has broken up for the holidays. Bring, to bring about, to cause to happen. They have brought about several reforms since they have been in power. To bring round, to revive. A few drops of water splashed on her face soon brought her round. To bring up, to educate, rear. He was brought up by his grandparents after his parents died. To call attention to. We can bring these matters up at our next committee meeting. Call, to call off, to cancel. The match has been cancelled off as the ground is too wet. To call on. To make a short visit. We called on an old school friend when we were in phase. To invite a person to speak. I'm going to call on Mr. Black to speak. To call up. To telephone to. Please call me up when you get home. To call people for military service. Carry, to carry on, to continue. He told his students to carry on with their work while he spoke to the visitors. To carry out, to execute a plan, an order, work, etc. He wants his order carried out immediately. Catch, to catch up with. To reduce the distance between oneself and those in front. He left a few seconds before me, but I soon caught up with him. To do the work that has not yet been done because of absence, etc. Peter was away from school for a week, so he has got to catch up with the rest of the lessons. Come, to come across, to meet or find by chance. I came across these old coins in my grandfather's drawer. To come into, to inherit, money. She came into a fortune when her father died. To come round, to come to regain consciousness. If you splash his face with cold water, he will soon come to round. Cut, to cut down on, to reduce consumption of. He is trying to cut down on cigarettes. To cut off, to stop, interrupt. Their telephone has been cut off as they haven't paid their bill. Do, to do away with, to abolish, to get rid of. Some of these old-fashioned laws should be done away with. To do up with. E. To renovate. The kitchen needs doing up. B. To make a parcel of. He wants us to do up these books and post them to him. C. To fasten with buttons, etc. It's cold outside, so do your coat up. To do with. To need. I could do with a new briefcase. To do without. To manage without. There is no butter left. We shall have to do without. Drop. To drop in. To visit somebody. We dropped in to see Farid when we were in Canada yesterday. To drop out. To withdraw from. They have dropped out of the competition as 5 of their players are injured. Fall. To fall out. To quarrel. She has fallen out with her best friend. To fall through. To come to nothing. Our holiday plans have fallen through. Fill. To fill in. To complete. For etc. Please fill in this application form. Find. To find out about. To discover the truth, etc. He doesn't want his father to find out about the fight he had at school yesterday. Get. To get along with. To be friendly with. She gets along on with her new classmates. To get away. To escape. The burglars got away before the police arrived. To get in. To arrive. To get in. To arrive. We got at 7 o'clock. B. To be elected. I wonder who will get in at the next elections. To get on with. To continue. Stop talking and get on with your exercises. To get over. To recover from illness, surprise, etc. She hasn't got over the shock of losing her husband yet. To get up. To rise. I got up at 6 o'clock this morning. The pupils got up when the headmaster entered the classroom. We were able to sail back to the shore when the wind got up. Give. To give away. E. To reveal. If I tell you a secret, I don't want you to give it away. B. To give something without charge. The supermarket is giving away T-shirts. To give in. To yell. To submit. They insisted so much that in the end we had to give in. To give up. To abandon. The doctor has advised him to give up smoking. Go. To go by. To form an opinion or judgment from. We shouldn't always go by appearances. To go for. To attack. Our dog went for the postman the other day. To go in for. E. To take an examination. He's going in for his exam tomorrow. B. To have as a hobby or interest. He has gone in for stamps collection. To go into. To investigate. I'm afraid I haven't time to go into that problem just now. To go off. E. To explode. The bomb went off while they were in cinema. B. To deteriorate. If you don't put the milk in the fridge, it will soon go off in this heat. C. To lose interest in. I've gone off chocolates. To go on. E. To continue. Go on working until you get to the post office, then turn right. B. To happen. What's going on here? To go out. E. To be extinguished. We had a power cut the other evening and all the lights went out. B. To become unfunctionable. Mini skirts went out a few years ago. To go over. To study or review carefully. You should always go over your work before handing it to the teacher. To go with. To be in harmony with colors, etc. Does this blue go with this skirt? Hold. To hold on to, not let go. The little boy held on his mother's skirts all the time. To hold up. To delay. To stop. Please were held up by fog. Keep. To keep at. To persist. You will have to keep at if you want to succeed. To keep away. To avoid going near. Keep away from the water. To keep off. To avoid going on. Please keep off the grass. To keep on. To continue. Although he was tired, he kept on working. To keep up. To maintain speed, etc. He keeps up a high speed all the way. Knock. To knock out. E. To eliminate. The school football team were knocked out in the first round. B. To cause to be unconsciousness. The picture fell on his head and knocked him out. Leave. To leave off. To stop. We will go out for a walk as soon as the rain leaves off. To leave out. To omit. Check your work to see that you haven't left anything important out. Let. To let down. To fail to support. My friends have promised to help me. I hope they won't let me down at last. To let off. To excuse. I will let you off this time, but you will be punished if you do it again. Look. To look after. To take care of. Who will look after the house while we were away? To look down on. To despise. To consider oneself superior to. White-collar workers shouldn't look down on manual workers. To look for. To search for. I'm looking for my pen. Have you seen it? To look into. To investigate. He has promised to look into the matter. To look onto, to look out on, to have a view over. My bedroom looks on the street. Our hotel room looked out on the sea. To look up, to search for words, facts, etc. in a dictionary, etc. If there are any words you don't know, look them up in the dictionary. To look up to respect somebody. The boys looked up to the young man as their leader. Make, to make for, to go in the direction of. They all made for the exit as soon as the match had finished. To make out. E. To write out, check, list, etc. He made out a check of 2,000 dirhams. B. To manage to see, read, understand, etc. The telephone line was so bad that I couldn't make out what he was saying. C. To pretend. She made out she was ill so as not to do gym. To make up. E. To invent a story, an excuse, etc. He made up a good excuse to explain his absence. B. To use cosmetics. Actors make up before going on stage. C. To end a quarrel. Bob and I don't quarrel anymore. We have made it up. Pass. To pass away, to pass on, to die. His poor father passed away on his sleep. Pull. To pull down, to demolish. That old building is dangerous. It will have to be pulled down. To pull up, to come to a stop. The driver pulled up at the red lights. Put, to put away. E. To put something in its usual place of storage. If you have finished playing with those toys, please put them away. B. To save. He puts away 100 dirhams every month. To put off. To postpone. The meeting has been put off until next week. To put out. To extinguish. It took several firemen to put the fire out. To put up with. To tolerate. Bear patiently. I'm afraid you will have to put up with the awful noise. Ring. To ring off. To end a telephone conversation. I must ring off now, as my wife is waiting to go shopping. To ring up. To telephone. I will ring you up as soon as I get to the station. Run. To be run down. To be in poor health. He looks really run down. He must have been working too hard. To run into. To meet somebody by chance. I ran into a friend at the airport. To run out of. To have no more supplies of. We have run out of milk. Go and get a carton from the grocer, will you? To run over. To knock down off a vehicle. Our cat has been run over by a bus. C. To see about. To deal with. To arrange. He said he would see about a room for us. To see somebody across, to help somebody to cross to a road, etc. They saw the blind man across the road. To see somebody off, to accompany somebody who is leaving and say goodbye to him. We went to the airport to see them off, to see to put right. My washing machine has gone wrong. I must ask somebody to see to it. Set, to set off, to set out, to begin a journey, etc. They have set off on a cruise around the world. They set out at 5 o'clock this morning to set up, to establish a business, a committee. He has decided to set up a committee to help old people. Sit, to sit up, to go to bed later than usual. He sat up late revising for the exam. Stand, to stand by somebody, to give moral support to somebody. They always stood by us when we were in trouble. To stand for, to represent. What does PPT stand for? Take, to take after, to resemble. The little boy takes after his father. To take in, to deceive, by a trick. Everyone was taken in by her story, even though it was true. To take off, to leave the ground and begin to fly. Their plane took off from Rabat at 6 p.m. To imitate. He takes off his teacher very well. To take over, to acquire a business, a post, etc. When Mr. Brown retired, his son took over the family business. To take to come to like. I took to her the moment I saw her. To get into a habit. She has taken to biting her fingernails. To take up, to begin doing as a hobby. He has taken up tennis on his spare time. Try, to try on, to see if clothes fits. May I try this dress on, please? To try out. To use something in order to test it. The idea sounds good, but I need to be tried out before we can make a definite decision. Turn, to turn out. To turn down. To reject. He turned down my offer of help as he preferred to do it all alone. To reduce volume, brightness, etc. Please turn that awful noise down. Thank you for watching. I hope the lesson was interesting. Don't forget to share and subscribe. In the next video, I will prepare some exercises to practice these phrasal verbs. I hope you will be fine, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.